Good afternoon to everyone, and welcome to the new West Bridgewater Middle Senior High School. As you can tell, this is a very exciting day for all of us, and it was a long time coming, but as you'll see when you go in for your tours later, it was well worth the wait. There's so many people that we need to thank for making this building a reality. First and foremost, our school building committee and school committee. They're over here. You take a. This group gave up their own time to guide the process, and what a beautiful product came out of it. After years of many meetings, I can say that we know each other very well. And I think the majority of the committee thought that this would be it and we wouldn't be meeting anymore, but they forgot that we have to finish the field, so we got at least another year to go. Strategic Building Solutions, SBS, now part of Colliers. They're our building project managers. They've been with us actually since 2007 when we did our first needs assessment. And we've gotten to know them very well, and they did a lot of work for us, especially Mel and Charlie and Matt. As a matter of fact, I think it's going to be strange when we're done with this project not to have Charlie and Matt around, because it's like they're one of our own staff, and they've just become part of the family. So they were instrumental in guiding us through their project, so we want to thank SBS. Flansburgh Architects. What can I say? They designed an unbelievable state-of-the-art building for the students of West Bridgewater. Kent Duncan, who has since retired, but I don't know where he is because I can't see him out there. Oh, there he is. Was this your last building? One more after? So close to his last building, but we're very happy that he came today, and with Kent helped design the building and all their other people at Flansburgh. And on site we have Jay, and he's also feels like he's part of the family, and he'll be around with us for a while. So I want to thank Flansburgh. They did an unbelievable job designing this building and taking our vision into this building, so I want to thank them. CTA, our general contractors, they were the ones that subbed out the job. We're here day in and day out, and most importantly, we need to thank them because they got us into the building on time. So we started school on time. We have Jim Goulet and Brian and the rest of the team that have been here working every day and still every day working with us. The MSBA, the Massachusetts School Building Authority, they accepted us into their grant program several years ago, and they foot the bill for more than 50% of this project. We could not have done this project without the help of the MSBA. I want to thank also a special guest we have here today, which is our former representative, Christine Canavan, who was instrumental in helping us get this building. When I talked to her a long time ago when we were at a soccer field opening, and I said, we were on a list, and we kept putting in our statement of interest, and we got passed over, and the building was getting worse and worse. And she actually did a lot of work for us to get us at least a site visit. And once the MSBA came out and saw the building, they knew that we had to be accepted to the program. So I want to thank you, Christine, for that. And most importantly, the community of West Bridgewater, the Selectmen, and the taxpayers of West Bridgewater for putting your trust into us to complete this project. Without your support, we wouldn't be here today. So I really need to thank the people of West Bridgewater and the taxpayers most of all. And this building is for you, your children, and for you, the community, to use. And you'll see how we set it up with a community space and an academic space. So this is your building. Thank you very much. This building wasn't a part of the model school program. Therefore, we were able to design based on our own community vision of what a 21st century school should be. The design was based on 3 tenets that came from our community visioning sessions back in 2011. First, they wanted a collegiate look and feel. Second, flexible and adaptable spaces that could change over time. And third, and most importantly, what this community wanted was to retain our small school feel, but provide big school opportunities. And as you'll see shortly when you go into the building, I'm proud to say that we achieved all 3 of these things, and the students of West Bridgewater now have unlimited educational opportunities. So now I'd like to begin the rest of our program with the person who, in my opinion, was the driving force behind why we got this project to come to fruition in the first place. Please welcome School Building Committee Chair, Gary Keith.
Thank you, Dr. Oakley, and good afternoon, everyone. I want to start where I left off at the groundbreaking ceremony in terms of thank yous, and that is to the classes of the 2014 and 2015. And I don't know if any of them are in attendance here today, but those were the 2 classes that, as I said that day, we're going to take one for the team because they had to endure the construction, but yet really see no benefit in it to themselves, but they put up with all the construction hassles, the detours, no athletic fields. Every game was an away game, and I really want to thank them. Like Patty, I echo the support that we have from the town. It was hard to believe 3 years ago that we went to town meeting and the special vote, and overwhelming support in both those cases. In fact, we were a bit surprised, obviously happy and relieved, but it was overwhelming, and we think what you'll see today will ratify that vote and make you feel proud. And also MSBA, it's a great agency to work with. I sit on the State Board of Fire Prevention Regulations, so I see the inner workings of state government, and MSBA is a great agency to work with the Executive Director, Jack McCarthy. They do what they say they're going to do. They do it on time. They're very supportive, and obviously we couldn't complete this project without their support. CTA is the general contractor, as Patty mentioned. They've been diligent in getting this building opening on time, and we've appreciated working with them. Flansburgh Architects, I can't say enough about them, right from the start with us in all phases. Ken Kovacs, this is really, I think, Ken's vision, and Jay Williams on the ground with us every day. SBS and Colliers, I still call them SBS, it's hard to say Colliers, but as Patty mentioned, with right from the start in 2007 through currently, with all the support that we've had from Mel Overmeyer, from Charlie Roberts, and from Matt Dunn. Matt and Charlie have been the boots on the ground representing the town of West Bridgewater every day since we stuck a shovel in that ground. And it's not been easy at times, but they have really helped get us to where we need to be. And last but not least, the school building committee. Every time we went externally, I think particularly with MSBA, and they saw our committee roster, and at the time it was 23, 25 people, something like that, and they said, really, you have that many on your building committee? And but I think what we did is do a great job in representing the interests of the town with the administrators, with the teachers, with the parents, with the town officials. Were we on the same page at every meeting? No. As you'd expect, there was a lot of debate, animated and interesting at times, but in the end we got to where we need to be. Everybody was professional and respectful along the way. And again, I think you really see the results of the way they have devoted their time since October 30th, 2007, when most of them started this process with that original needs assessment study. So I've been really appreciative of their support, and I look forward to working with them to see the project come to completion in a few months. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gary. And now the parent representative of our committee, our school committee chair, Sue Sullivan.
Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Susan Sullivan, and I have the honor of representing the West Bridgewater School Committee. On behalf of the school committee, in particular, Molly Smith, James Holden, William Flynn, and Donna Hume, I would like to thank all of the residents of West Bridgewater. From the very beginning of this project, the town voiced their support with an overwhelming 2-to-1 vote. Thank you. Thank you for your financial support, your patience, your constructive feedback, and emotional support of the school administration and the West Bridgewater School Building Committee. I believe the members have kept your concerns and your requests in the forefront of the decisions that needed to be voted on at all times. The dedication of this administration is immeasurable. The time spent in meetings, time-consuming discussions about furniture choices and designs, color schemes, and the various themes that have been created truly give life in West Bridgewater style to the building. The needs of our children and community are truly reflected in every area of the building. For everyone involved, we are truly grateful. In particular, Mr. Bodwell and Mrs. Page, thank you for the huge sacrifice of your personal time with your family by giving your time to your West Bridgewater family. Thank you, Dr. Oakley, for your immeasurable commitment and sacrifices of your time, talent, and energy. From the details of building a school from the ground up to directing traffic on a rainy day right here in the parking lot. Thank you. Lastly, to the students who are currently in this beautiful state-of-the-art facility, and to those students who will pass through in the many years to come, this was built for you. Respect it and use every resource and structure to help you develop every dream, academic skill, and talent to become the most successful person you can be. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Sue. Next, we'll have a few words from former chair of the school committee and now chair of our Board of Selectmen, Nancy Maloney.
Thank you, everyone. I am so excited to be here. And once again, here we go. West is best. So 18 years ago, when I was newly elected to the school committee, I served on the strategic planning committee. And this school, at that time, 18 years ago, was just a vision. Now, after many years of hard work by hundreds and hundreds of people, it's a reality. And in spite of the failing building structure the past several years, and in spite of the lack of a state-of-the-art facility, our students, through the help of the hundreds of teachers, staff, and administrators, has excelled academically, athletically, and in the arts. Our town has always supported our schools. And this school reflects the town's progressive approach to providing for our residents and investing in our children. This isn't just a school for our children, though. It's a community facility, aligning with our small town ideals and our desire to bring people together like today. On behalf of the Board of Selectmen, myself, Jerry Lawrence, and Eldon Marrero, we are very proud of this showcase of our great town and thank all of those that were involved in making this a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. And now we have a few words from a gentleman who is always supporting children, always in support of children, whether it's his own large family or your children of the towns that he represents, and especially West Bridgewater. I want to introduce our state senator, Brian Joyce.
Good Thank you. So the reason Patty said a few words is because at the ribbon cutting almost 2 years ago, we had all the school children out there. And what I did with the teachers and administrators, I had a pop quiz. Remember that, Eldon? And I made the questions really difficult so that parents and teachers and administrators would get it wrong. And then I promised the kids they all had no homework to celebrate this auspicious occasion. And by gosh, they get extra recess. They all cheered wildly, and we in politics, we always have to have a farm team, you know? They're going to be voters someday. But this really is about the children. Chesterton said that education is simply the soul of society as it passes from one generation to another. And this facility is truly amazing, just truly amazing. And it's a true partnership. It's a partnership with the state, with the town, with the taxpayers. You know, the taxpayers of West Bridgewater agreed to increase their local property taxes less than $2 a day, but not an insignificant amount. The state kicked in about 55% of this project, about $28 million, but you're paying for that also with a penny on your sales tax. Remember back in 2004, we put together this school building authority, and Christine Canavan and I were involved, where the idea was that we would just create these first-class schools throughout Massachusetts so as to allow our children to be prepared to compete on this now global economy. And we see it in the test scores, not just here in West Bridgewater, but we're succeeding. We really lead the nation in our public schools. But again, we're competing with not just children from Brockton, but children from Bangladesh. I mean, this is a global economy, and this building is part of the tool set that we're going to give our children. And you parents and taxpayers make this sacrifice and should be commended. But I'll tell you, it was briefly mentioned by Nancy, it's the educators, the administrators, and the magic that happens in the classroom, not just the, you know, the quality of the school building. I represent towns in Norfolk, Bristol, and Plymouth County, and I'm delighted to represent West Bridgewater. And I have a favorite thing that I do in each community, and my favorite event every year in West Bridgewater is the Friday night graduation, the high school graduation, where it is just readily apparent that not just the parents, but the educators, the administrators really care and love your children. And the children have these beautiful memories that they'll treasure forever. I'll be ducking out of here. My baby has his first football game today in his senior year. He's captain. I saw him flexing his muscles this morning. Those memories are important, but also preparing them to take care of us in our old age, to compete in this global economy. I'm delighted to be part of it, and I congratulate the, people like, some of us get paid for this, but your selectmen, your school committee, your school building authority, your chair, they're all volunteering their time and their talent to make West Bridgewater an even better place to live and raise a family, and they ought to be commended.
Thank you, Brian. Now we're going to hear from our new state representative, Michelle Dubois.
Hello, everyone. I'm so happy to be with you today. I got sworn into office in January of this year, and I ran making a lot of promises to care about education and to support education, public education in West Bridgewater as well as East Bridgewater and Brockton. And I'm here today to let you know I have not forgotten that promise, and though I can't take credit for getting this beautiful building funded, that really is a team effort that happened before I got involved in West Bridgewater in serving you as your state representative. But I do commend everybody here that was really putting the focus on education, as well as my predecessor, Representative Christine Canavan, who's over there with the beautiful multicolored hair. This is just like our children, right? It's great. And I just want to reaffirm that I'm really proud and honored to be a representative of West Bridgewater, and if I can ever help in any way, please feel free to contact me. And though I can't take any credit with getting funding for this building, I will tell you that I'm going to be focused on sustaining this building in education, public education in West Bridgewater every single day I represent you at the State House. So thank you very much.
Our next guest is the executive director of the MSBA, and I can say that when he took over, he had pretty big shoes to fill. But from all accounts, he has filled those shoes and even gone beyond that. He's doing a great job as the executive director. So, Executive Director Jack McCarthy.
I have a dog too, you know. That's all right. So, first of all, I'm so happy to be here. This is one of those projects that I took a real interest in because there were some issues early on. And one of the things I was really happy about is, you know, we're the state. And I know I used to be the town moderator in my town, so I know usually you say it's the state, they're interfering, they're getting in the way. But we really try to make it so that we're partners. And I knew that I had succeeded in doing that when I got the call to come down to help them with an issue. And I always preach, you know, we can figure anything out together. And so we met. You won't, when you go to the auditorium, you won't even know there was a problem, number one. But I was just so happy that we had earned the trust of the folks down in West Bridgewater that they felt comfortable enough to come out and ask us to come down and help. So, and you know, the mission of the Mass School Building Authority is to partner with Massachusetts communities to promote the design and construction of educationally appropriate, flexible, sustainable, and cost-effective public school facilities. And this project certainly meets that ideal. People have alluded to this before, but I have to say that your legislative delegation really stepped up to the plate for this project, both in former Representative Canavan and Senator Joyce. Senator Joyce, I swear, he's got me on speed dial because he's always calling me up, trying to say, you know, you got to do this, you got to do that, and he really knows what's going on in his projects, and he's a pain in the neck, but you guys probably wouldn't think so because he's always representing you. So thank you for your leadership. A couple of people I just want to mention from my shop. You know, I get to come here and get all the credit for all this great work, but it's the people that deal with you folks every day that really should be getting the platitudes, and that's Jennifer Connaughton and Paul Folks. So they're not here, but I'll tell them you gave them a real good round of applause if you do. And Dr. Oakley and Principal Bodwell have been great partners with us as well. Gary and his committee has been outstanding. They did a great job, first of all, of picking their consultants. Flansburgh and Duncan and Kent, and then is it Mel and Charlie from, I can say Colliers. I'm almost there. I'm almost saying Colliers instead of SPS. But this has been a real good project because, you know, we did partner with you guys on this, and it's really fulfilling to know that we earned your trust. There's a woman who's the principal of a school in Springfield. Her name's Lynn Poe. It's the Brookings School. It's an elementary school that was devastated by, they had a hurricane about 3 years ago, and literally the roof blew off of that school. So they had to close that school down, and we built a new one, and we just opened it this September. And her credo, the thing that she's always saying is, teamwork makes the dream work, and I've sort of taken that into our own, and that's really what happens in projects like this. The teamwork does make the dream work. I noticed that your margin of victory was 2-1 when you put this to the ballot, and it always amazes me. I always ask myself, why would people vote to raise their own taxes? And then I look around and I see the students that this is for. I see the leadership that you have here. I see the dedication of your teachers and all of the staff, and it makes so much sense why you want to do that, because they deserve a building to teach your children 21st century education so that they can compete in the global economy. And I'm proud to be a little part of that. So thank you, and I can't wait to go into the new home of the Wildcats.
Thank you, Jack. It really was great working with everyone that you sent out for MSBA. It was seamless from doing the statement of interest all the way to the end. And our next speaker is the chair of the MSBA, our state treasurer, DEBORAH Goldberg. Perfect timing. DEBORAH Goldberg.
Hi, everybody. What a gorgeous day and what an incredible building. For many of you would not know that I actually visited West Bridgewater 11 years ago and visited one of the elementary schools. I happened to have been running for lieutenant governor at the time, but I really was interested in the kind of opportunities that were being created for kids in West Bridgewater. And so to be able to be here today with all of you at this incredible building and see the kind of collaboration that has occurred, I want to thank Jack McCarthy, who has done so much wonderful work with you. But I also want to mention Senator Brian Joyce, a very good friend of mine, and someone who actually helped make MSBA possible. And so thank you, Brian, for the work that you did on that. I also want to welcome the representative, Michelle Dubois, and I'm not sure, is the town administrator here today? Hey, how are you? I really get how hard his job is, because you're looking at a former chairman of the Board of Selectmen. And so I also know the kind of work that it takes in a town to be able to develop the collaboration between everyone to commit to a school project. And the principal, how are you? How's the traffic going? We want the principal to be worrying about how wonderful the science classrooms are. And from what I understand, we had some traffic issues in the first week, but those will disappear shortly. So what is this really about? In my role at MSBA, I get to translate my passion about providing opportunity for kids to have access to the skills and the equipment that they will need to get the kind of jobs that we see growing here in Massachusetts. I always say, how can we expect kids to be able to do science and access jobs in healthcare, technology, engineering, science, finance, if we don't give them 21st century classrooms and science labs? So this is the actualization of what I am passionate about, because I know where long-term economic opportunity is going to exist. And when we are able to provide this in collaboration with communities, we know that we are creating a future for these children. So this is a celebration. You're not here to listen to me. You're sitting in the hot sun. I'm in the shade. I get it. And so I'm going to turn this back to the people from the community, but I really, really appreciate your invitation to have me here. And these kind of days are so exciting. So enjoy your new school. And when the kids get too much homework and say, gee, what was so great about getting a new school when we're getting no more work? Well, just remind them that this is about their future. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. And now I want to introduce really the heart and soul of this building, the biggest cheerleader of West Bridgewater Middle Senior High School, our principal, and we're so lucky to have him here in West Bridgewater, Mark Bodwell.
Good afternoon. It is my honor and privilege to be principal of this amazing building and to work with our amazing students. I'm fortunate to be starting my 6th year as principal of the Middle Senior High School and 19th year in West Bridgewater. I've always told people that what makes this school the best is that we have amazing and talented students, a dedicated and professional staff, and a supportive community behind us all. Now this new building completes the package. Soon we'll begin tours with our well-trained student guides. As you walk through the state-of-the-art facility, you'll see amazing things, such as the gym, which is twice the size of our old gym, and a newly equipped fitness room. Our Wildcat Cafe that's used throughout the day, and a large projection screen used during lunches. Google Stairs in the CAF that our students continually flock to. breakout spaces such as our cyber cafe, tower area, team commons, and even the retro room. So when you feel a little bit nostalgic, you can sit in the old auditorium seats if you would like. Classrooms that are all 850 square feet, and science rooms over 1,400 square feet, all with interactive projectors. Specialized spaces such as a video lab, art gallery, language lab, auditorium, courtyard, a robotics and CAD room, the Wildcat Den, our new school store, and music and practice rooms. A new high school collaborative program. Bottle filling stations, recycling stations, and TVs throughout the building. A variety of furniture, both classroom and comfy. And we invite you to try it all out. And even a diffused air system that keeps the building cool in the midst of our past heat wave, and especially today. We feel our students and staff will thrive in this new building. They're so fortunate to be in this building to help continue to ensure their success in the future. And in talking to our students, they love it already. On behalf of the students and staff of West Bridgewater Middle Senior High School, I'd like to thank the town and the community for their continued support. The community has always been there for us, and we greatly appreciate it. And you have my assurance that this building will only enhance the great things that have gone on in the past. I think at this time, we all should proceed with the ribbon cutting so we can get you into the new building.
One, two, three.
I've been here since the start of the project. We studied lots of options with the school committee, with the town, and I can't say enough good things about the school committee. Patty Oakley and Mark Bodwell really made this project easy for us because they gave us so many great ideas, and we're just happy to be here today to have the school, all the students, all the parents see what they contributed to.
Well, it was a long process, though. Looking back, it seems like it all came together really, really quickly. The school's cutting-edge technology, and it's really going to be the center of our community with a beautiful, beautiful theater. A lot of community centers like this. The auditorium we're here in now is open areas for the community, and a beautiful gymnasium. And I think it's really going to be an asset in bringing the town together, and maybe bring some good musical productions and theatrical productions and athletic events that we couldn't host before.
School committee is ecstatic. We're very happy that we have the new school. We're very happy that it's all worked out for both the students and the teachers, and most importantly for the office staff.
It's been a long time, but it was a great committee. We worked hard, and certainly you can see the results, and I think it's done very well. My father was on the original committee for the old high school that was just ripped down. So I remember when I was young, going over every night with him to see, in fact I was the first female to step foot on that slab, and I was the last female to come out of the school.
I really like the high school. It's really nice. In the old school, we always had to not push and shove, but get to class, and it was hard to get there on time. But this year we can because the middle school's downstairs and the high school's upstairs, it's easy to get where we need to go, which is very different. The auditorium's also beautiful. It's breathtaking. And compared to the old school, which had its own little water fountain or dripping from the ceiling, it's a great improvement. So I really like it.
I think it's great. I think it'll meet the needs for a long time. Certainly, compared to the old building, it has a lot more flexibility and a lot of spaces to be for the kids to be creative, and it fits the model of how learning is done today.
I believe most of the parents are behind it. It was a long road to get here, but it's been well paved, so we're ready to jump in and make it better and better every day.
So exciting. It's so exciting to see everyone here. Everyone gets to see the building. It's great to have the community in here as well. They're loving it, and we love having them. It's just kind of the culmination of everything we've been doing. We've got the kids in here, and now we have the community in here, and it's just a great day.
This is the best day. Long time coming. Totally excited about it. I am so excited about how many people showed up, which shows you how much it means to them to have a state-of-the-art building and to have this be the flagship of the entire town of West Bridgewater. I'm so excited because it is a community building, not just for our kids, but it gives our kids 21st century opportunities, but it also gives our community 21st century opportunities in the community space. So I'm so excited for today.